Yo, what is up guys? So welcome to my video guide for the best guns class setups. And basically, if you've gotten this game for Christmas, or maybe if you're a returning viewer, you want to know an updated guide on what the heck are the best weapons in the game. I've gotten this question asked a lot of times on Twitch as well while I'm playing. You're like, dude, that gun is OP. What's your class setup? So let me go ahead and give you guys the best guns in the game. This is not my personal opinion. These are considered in the Call of Duty community to be hands down the best guns in the game. Also, I'll be mentioning some competitive Call of Duty things as well because I do like to play in the competitive section of Call of Duty and they have a different set of rules. Because, for example, the Auger with the double tap as well as high caliber 1 and 2 is an excellent gun and it could honestly be considered one of the best guns in the game, but you can't play that in competitive. That's why you won't see people in Optic and as well as other competitive Call of Duty teams. That's why I don't play with this because they can't. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, the best guns, real quick. Alright, if you want to be a submachine gun player, SOG's the way to go. If you want to be an AR player, the Maddox or the ICR are the best guns in the game. The Maddox did take technically a small nerf, and I'll mention this because this is an update to my previous video where we went over all of the best guns, which was like a while back. They have changed the game because, you know, things change in the game. But as far as the Maddox goes, what they did with this gun is the first 2 shots are less accurate. That's the changes to it. As far as the ICR, headshots are pretty much worthless on this gun, with the exception of if a player is damaged, yes, it will take 1 less bullet, or if they have armor and you're getting all headshots, then the armor doesn't apply, but honestly, when is that happening, right? But the thing is that they've actually made a few changes to those, and I figured I'd mention them, but pretty much, here is what you want to be equipping on your gun. I'll go ahead and go over a brief little class setup. So, if you want to run a submachine gun, you're looking at the SOG. You want to run quick draw, grip. You can also technically run stock 1 and 2, or you can go ahead and just throw stock 1 on. The important thing with stock 2 is it does add this thing where it gives you the ability to maintain aim when jumping, landing, and moving while prone. That is superior technically to dexterity because it has increased weapon accuracy when jumping or mantling. When you jump in Call of Duty and you land, what happens to your weapon is it basically bobs down and it goes back up. That's going to help out with that. Same thing with stock. The thing that dexterity also adds is you have faster mantle, climb, slide, and swap weapons faster. And also that weapon accuracy does technically help. But again, stock 2 kind of does the same thing. You get to maintain aim while jumping, landing, and moving while prone. But pretty much across the board, it's going to be the same stuff as far as attachments goes on the guns. It's going to be, well, the ICR is one exception because it has grip too, so it basically gives you toughness from Black Ops 2. But yeah, that's pretty much it on what you're running as far as reflex goes. Oh, also, there's a nerf to the ELO. It has less accuracy, basically. Idle sway has been increased. It's such a small number that you guys probably won't even tell the difference, but technically, because we're going with the best, technically reflex can outclass ELO because of weapon accuracy, or idle sway, which will basically tie into it. As far as the gear goes, the best thing in the game is honestly going to be stim, hands down, no questions. It's just so valuable. The amount of times that you can stick around in gunfights because of this, it's huge. Acoustic sensor can definitely be a viable option. If you're playing competitive, it's banned, so, well, there you go. In fact, that's the only thing in competitive that is actually banned. Surprisingly enough, but yeah, I mean, if you ran armor compared to stim shot, dude, you'd just be made fun of in competitive, alright. As far as the perks go, if you're playing pubs, Engineer is great. If you're playing in a section, let's say if you're playing competitive or just hardpoint in general, because people will be just throwing stuff in the hardpoint, Tactical Mask is a great option. It actually gives, as far as perks go, it does the most. Increased resistance to 9-beam, concussion, razor wire, reactor core, seeker, tempest fire. Well, that's just all fire, by the way. It includes multiple different ways that you can be on fire and also counter UAV. It technically does the most in the game. But as far as perk 2 goes, Gung Ho is actually banned in competitive play, but it's allowed in, obviously, well, everything's allowed in just regular pubs, which is most of the players that are, I'm assuming, watching this. So what Gung Ho does is it makes it so when you're running in Call of Duty and you want to aim down your sights, there's a brief moment where it takes time for your gun to go up. That's going to increase that from sprinting. Now, you can actually break the animation by running and then legitimately letting go of your analog stick, then aiming down sights. That's how you're going to go ahead and actually not need to run Gung Ho. It was considered in the Call of Duty community to be kind of a crutch perk anyways. Pretty much everything you'll see quick draw on, but you can technically get good and not run this. I personally just still like running it anyways. But technically it's the only perk, I believe, in perk slot 2 that's actually banned in competitive. As far as other perks and competitive, trackers banned. Is it really that OP? I don't know. Dead Silence is pretty dang good. Pretty much across the board, you'll see everyone running Dead Silence for most of their classes. So pretty much it's just stim shot. Perks 1 can be kind of interchangeable, but it's always going to be dexterity and dead silence. Those are going to be the best class setups. But I also want to go ahead and, I think we went over, okay, so we went over sub, we went over the AR. Again, they're pretty much the same. It's just the Maddox has quick draw too. Some tournaments do ban secondary attachments, as in you can't run quick draw 1 and 2, and then some tournaments were like you can't run stock 1 and 2. You can only run stock 1, but that is probably not for most of you guys because you guys are playing on like competitive scene anyways, especially on these more obscure ones. I'm going to mostly be referencing the CWL, which is the COD World League. But as far as snipers go, the Paladin is the go-to one. You're really looking at Stabilizer 1 and 2 to really just help out with that. High caliber, I mean, dude, this thing one-shots. I don't know, dude. Maybe if someone has like super extra ultra armor, like basically what it comes down to, honestly, is Firebreak when he's using the reactor core. He has like an insane amount of damage reduction. But with the exception of that, like don't even bother. You're just wasting perks. Secondary, best secondary game, Mozu. Reason why? Has the fastest amount or the highest amount of damage input from the first shot compared to anything else. You shouldn't be pulling out your secondary in Call of Duty anyways. But technically the Mozu does offer an operator mod that lets you one-shot anyone in the head regardless of their HP. So those shotguns go, this will let you one-shot, this one won't. I don't know, if you're using a shotgun, you probably want this, but there are jitter mods, so that's good for that. Launchers, well, there's one option. With melee, they're the same, they're just different skins. So, that was pretty fast. We went pretty much over the best class setups for all of the viable guns. Again, ICR, SOG, and Maddox are considered the best guns in the game. People don't really snipe, but I also kind of want to back up my info here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick. So, first off, all these class setups, a lot of them do technically overlap. These are all taken from the Grand Finals. Well, most of these are taken from the Grand Finals, but it doesn't matter because they competed at different levels anyways before they got to the Grand Finals. But most people want the Optic class setups, so you guys can basically see them over here. Again, it's pretty much the same thing that I've covered. In fact, 99% of the YouTube videos will be the exact same thing. Run the Maddox, quick draw 1, 2, stock. And then you go to like different SOG classes, it's the same thing that I just mentioned. Grip, quick draw, stock. As far as like the specialists and stuff go, I'll get into that in a second. There really isn't like what I would say like, the best specialist, but if you really want to go on like higher streaks, you're going to be running Crash because, well, he gives you ammo and also he gives you the bonus HP. But again, it's pretty much the same all across the board. It's just grip 1, 2, and then like quick draw 1, 2, stock, general kind of things. As far as the sniper goes, there was one person over here. You can see PD over here. He is on Lightning Pandas, and anyways, he was just running FMJ, and you can run that. It lets you wall bang. It could actually be okay. I do have to say FMJ is useful. Let me go ahead and go over that real quick. So FMJ is useful against well, the only time you're going to be sniping is on Search and Destroy, anyways. But FMJ 2 is going to give you that wall penetration that you'll need against the bomb planting areas. But yeah, we went over pretty much everything. As far as gear goes, you can run acoustic sensor, like I said. The rest, no, I mean, you can read what the heck they do. Now, we're getting into the area where a lot of these pro players, they won't be running certain things because, well, they can't, like I mentioned before. The Augur does have an operator mod that allows you to basically get 2 shots instead of 1, and with high caliber 1 and 2, excuse me, sick, but with high caliber 1 and 2, you get increased damage to the upper chest, and basically you can 2-shot someone with this, and you literally pull the trigger once, and you'll 1-shot them, basically. There's another really cool gun. It's actually one of my favorite guns. Again, the other guns are way better, okay? This is subjective. Swordfish is definitely one of my favorite guns in the game. But, again, it comes down to the operator mod. You can't use it in competitive. That's why you won't see anyone in competitive, like a pro player, using it. Because they just don't have access to it. In fact, it's basically like the MA. I don't know if any of you guys did play BO3, but I did play a lot of BO3 in competitive. It was Pro Series Masters. I got my nuclear inside of the arena, which is the ranked section of Black Ops 3. We don't have rank for Black Ops 4, but hopefully that will be coming out pretty soon. Also, did play a lot of BO2 ranked. I did a video getting from unranked to Masters. It took me 1 hour and 15 minutes. But yeah, that's for Black Ops 2. Hopefully they'll add League Play, whatever, same thing. I was max rank in that as well, but on BO2, dude, if you play competitive BO2, you know what I'm talking about when it was just DDoSing all day in the higher sections of the game. But yeah, as far as the specialists go though, like what is the best specialist? Because that's kind of like related to like the best class setups, right? Like people want to know what's the best. Pretty much, if you're looking to go for a high kills, like a high amount of kills, like where you're going to get your score streaks, Crash is probably your go-to guy because, well, he can give you extra ammo, so you don't have to run scavenger, so you don't have to go ahead and swap up your gun. However, there's one tip also, is anything that allows you to still have your gun out while you get a kill with another weapon. One example of this would be Nomad. You can set up the mines, or if you are playing battery, you shoot your gun like super high in the air when you're using like the war machine, and then it like lands, but you've already swapped back to another weapon. You'll still earn XP for that. I don't believe that has been patched. If it does, well, you know, someone let me know in the comment section below. But in a lot of the Call of Duty games, whatever weapon you have out is the gun that you will earn XP on, regardless of what gets the kill, with the exception of obviously a score streak or some other crazy thing. But like, for example, Torque, if you luckily get a kill with a razor wire, he could actually give you the XP for that gun. As long as you have that gun out, that's what the XP will count towards. Again, if this gets patched or whatever, because sometimes it does. In fact, for the longest time in some of the other CODs, you were just able to just do it anyways. But yeah, I felt like we went over the best class setups, we went over the perks, we went over most of the gear that's viable. I mean, you guys can read yourself over what the heck the body armor does. Basically, just sum it up though, guys, body armor will reduce the amount of shots it takes from 90% of the guns by 1 bullet. I did like a video on that. If you guys want to check that out, you guys can do so. But again, I know I mentioned the operator mods a lot. Other operator mods that can make a gun from non-competitive to like one of the best guns in the game, they can't exist. For example, the Rampart, you can run high caliber 1 and 2. This is not an operator mod, but you can't, like normal like pro players can't use this. The gun is something that suffers from accuracy. You can actually get grip on it, but high caliber 1 and 2 are what's required to make this gun even like a viable best gun, if you will. There's also another set of operator mods on the LMG. I think the Hades operator mod, the crossbar. If you guys want to know what the heck these do, I did upload a very extensive video going over each individual one. I'm going to go ahead and pin that down below in the comment section below. Make sure you guys check that out. What the operator mod is, guys, is it's something that changes the gun. It's the final unlock that you get for the gun, and it's at the very, very end, and it takes a very long time. So watch my video on it before you grind like the 20 hours, or it could be even more than that, to get some of these. It just takes a really long time, alright? So just watch that video, find out what gun that you want to actually unlock the operator mod for, because otherwise you're just wasting your time. Because some of them, it's completely like worthless. Like for example, in the AR category, if we go to the Vapor, the operator mod is a bayonet. It costs 3 perk slots, or 3 in your pick 10. Okay, so you have to have 1 for the gun, and then just to get a bayonet. Now, what does the bayonet do? Well, it's a melee range. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. Some operator mods are better than others, like I said before. The Hades is very viable. The Koshkas is actually pretty viable too. It lets you basically black scope people, but the best one is hands down going to be the Paladin. If you want to know what I'm talking about when I say black scope, just watch the video. It will make sense. But we went ahead and went over pretty much the best class setup as far as the classes go and the best guns. Again, really quick, the best guns in the game. ICR, SOG, Maddox. I'd say Maddox, okay, let me go ahead and go over like the differences of the 3. Because this is the most important section of the video, like the core point of the video, is those 3 guns. And the ICR is going to have superior accuracy over everything. The SOG is going to be your go-to rush gun. Even though someone will maybe argue in the comment section below, the Spitfire fires faster. The Spitfire only has a 6-bullet kill if they're within 4 meters. This gun, 99% of the time, will outclass that gun every single time, unless you are point blank. And at that point, you might as well be running a shotgun. But anyways, the Maddox has a very fast fire rate, so it can compete with basically both of these. But at longer distances, the Maddox will generally lose to the ICR. But the Maddox can still technically beat the ICR if it just happens to land all of its shots. But basically, this is the uncontested king of long range, and then this one, it gives you, it just, if you're at close range with the ICR, you will lose to both of these almost every single time. The Maddox has a little bit of play in between, so the Maddox is like kind of in between both of them. But anyways, we went over pretty much everything. The last thing I want to go over is score streaks. What do I think the best score streaks are? This is kind of subjective, but I think UAV, Hellstorm, and Attack Chopper are pretty much the go-to ones. If you can't earn these though, the care package is definitely one of the best, hands down. Why? Because you can get a gunship out of it. But anyways, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If you guys are you know, new to the game, or if you just wanted that updated content, there you guys go. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the vid. If you did, drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more guides like this. And if you want to follow me on Twitch, when rank comes out, we will go ahead and grind and get the max rank. I've gotten max rank pretty much every season in Black Ops 3 when the game was actually quite popular. But now pretty much everyone's on BO4. In fact, even back when World War II was out, IW still playing that arena, man. I loved it. But yeah, hopefully we'll get it pretty soon. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. Have a good one. And like I said, check out the operator mod. That's a really important video because I'm sure a lot of you guys maybe got this game for Christmas. And you want to know what the heck, what are the best guns, but more importantly, the operator mod. Watch that video. It's very, very helpful for you. It'll save you a lot of time. But anyways, peace out, guys. I'm signing out.